brought our requirements in terms of training, equipping, and intelligence gathering for Nigeria to be able to fight Boko Haram.
And you mentioned the economy and the falling in oil prices over the last many months. How are you going to deal with that? Because that is really what your people want.
My people, firstly, I believe they want the security in the country to be stabilized so that normal life, both in the southern part of the country where the militants are still sabotaging oil installations and kidnapping people and demanding ransom. And in the northeast of the country, where Boko Haram is still active, this is the main preoccupation of Nigerians now, and is a realistic way of looking at things. Nothing will work until the country is secured.
What about the girls, the famous Chibok girls, the 200 or so who were abducted so long ago? Yet again, there's been a suggestion that the Boko Haram captors may trade them, may seek to trade them for incarcerated inmates who they want to get out. Is your government willing to trade those girls in that regard?
We have to be very careful about the credibility of various Boko Haram leaderships coming up and claiming that they can deliver. We have to be very careful indeed, and this is why we are taking our time, because we want to bring them safe back to their parents and to their school.
So are you in principle against, or would you consider negotiating with Boko Haram if you can verify the credibility of those who approach you?
I cannot be against it. I told you our main objective as a government is to secure those girls safe and sound back to their schools and rehabilitate them to go back to normal life. So if we are convinced that the leadership that presented itself can deliver those girls safe and sound, we will be prepared to negotiate what they want.
Let me ask you, because, look, you came to power on a platform that you would do better than the previous president in all regards, security, corruption, economy, etc. But there have been hundreds of people killed since you've become president. How can you do any better?
I think I can be held to my promises for the next 3 3/4 years ahead of me. And I think 12 weeks or so is too early for anybody to pass judgment on my campaign promises.
What about your campaign promise to root out corruption? If they turned out that some of the guilty ones were members of your own party or your own associates, would you crack down on them too?
I just have to. There isn't going to be any party member or any personality that can escape justice.
Mr. President, are you disappointed that President Obama is yet again not going to Nigeria, the biggest and most economically powerful country in Africa?
I wouldn't say I was disappointed, but how I wished he will change his mind and go to Nigeria.
Did you ask him? Did he say he would?
Well, I asked him I will send a formal invitation.